were coming to the rescue. We were coming to the rescue. The little guy was at it. But when you're gonna hold out, you gotta hold out. Dallas still stinks. You're by DOA, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. You know, when you're gonna hold out, you gotta hold out, man. We were on our way. The little guy, Howie Roseman, Howie Vision, we're all just living in it, was on his way to rescue Jessie Bates. But it didn't happen. Jessie Bates caved and signed the franchise tender. Where do we go from here at safety? What is next for the Eagles? We're going to get into it in a second, but before we do that, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe for Eagles Daily content every day. Football content as well. We stream every Eagles game. And if you've been subscribed for a while, just double check, double moonwalk check, make sure you're still subscribed. Now, the big news today, Jessie Bates signs his franchise tender with the Cincinnati Bengals. He signs his franchise tender, which basically means it's over for us. At least for this year, it's over for us, okay? Jessie Bates is going to play for the Bengals. Breaking news, pound Bengals safety Jessie Bates, after not reporting for training camp at the start due to a failed contract negotiations, is back in the team's building, a source tells me. This comes a day before the team starts practices against the Rams. So Jessie Bates goes in, signs his franchise tender. I think it's somewhere like $12 million. Of course, he has hopes of signing a long-term extension, and we'll see if the Bengals get it done. But really, that sucks because, you know, if he really wanted to hold out and really dig his feet in, and if we could have got to around the trade deadline, perhaps maybe something could have happened. Now, I assume he's going to play the whole year under his tag and maybe even get a contract extension. But that's one guy that we can, at least for the rest of this year, most likely take off our list as a possibility. There's nothing the Eagles could have done about it, nothing Howie could have done about it. That is something that was most likely going to happen. I just was hoping that he would take this thing into the season, you know. But he didn't, which, you know, it is what it is. The question is if the Eagles want to upgrade the safety position, where will they go now? Where do you go from here? That is the question. And I don't know. I don't really know what safeties could be available. There's a lot of rumors about Eddie Jackson of the Bears possibly being a guy that could get moved by the trade deadline or later on in the season, especially if the Bears are losing and struggling, which a lot of people expect them to do this year. So maybe he's a guy that we could look to down the road. But right now, I don't see where they can upgrade the safety position. I don't see really any opportunities. More so, well, you have cuts too. I gotta say that you have cuts coming. People will get waived, cut, all that good stuff. So who knows who shakes free? But I will say this: I think Tart played pretty good the other day. I thought I know it was against third and fourth stringers, but I thought it was good to see Tart out there playing. He had a huge hit on a running back. And I'd like to see Tart get some more playing time because maybe he could be that bridge this year for us. Hopefully Jalen Hurts goes out, kills it, and we get 2 first-round picks that we can use on our defense, and maybe get another safety in here. But I think safety position is going to be an issue for the Eagles. That's why I say the most likely scenario for the Eagles, or the most likely position to get upgraded next, is going to be the running back spot. I think the Eagles will add a running back. And maybe it won't even be an upgrade. It may just be a compliment to Miles Sanders and those guys. What are the Eagles going to have to give? I don't know. I expect to see some running backs start to come off, get waived and cut. Once we get down to the final 53 roster cut, for sure. We got a cut coming any minute now. We're just waiting to hear who's going to come out. Hopefully it'll be before the end of this video. But the Eagles most likely will add a running back. That's what I expect their next move to really be. There's a lot of talk, trade Andre Dillard, trade Jalen Reagor. I would trade Dillard only under like one circumstance, okay? You have to give me no less than a second round pick. If I don't get a second round pick, I'm not trading him. Okay? Because Andre Dillard is valuable. You have Jordan Mailata, great left tackle. He's there for the next 10 years. And then you have Dillard, his backup. That's a pretty good backup. Andre Dillard could start on most other teams, okay? He could. There's no doubt in my mind. But he also is in the last year of his contract. The Eagles did not pick up his option year. So he's gone after this year. We could lose him at the end of the year. He cannot play right tackle. I know some people think he can, but he cannot. He's not a swing tackle. He's purely a left tackle. So if somebody needs a left tackle, they want to give me at least, at minimum, a second round pick, I trade him. Would I trade him for a third round pick? No. Would I trade him for Kareem Hunt straight up? No. I have to get at least a second round pick or a player in a pick, something like that. It has to be a lot. So Dillard, to me, is the least likely guy to get traded. I do not think the Eagles will trade Andre Dillard. I do think Jalen Reagor is a very, very highly likely guy to get moved. I'm going to also throw in another name of somebody to watch, and that is Davion Taylor. I would not be shocked because of Kaiser White's play, because of TJ Edwards' play. I would not be shocked to see Davion Taylor be a guy that could be traded. There were actually some rumors, and I didn't really talk about this last week too much because I don't know. I couldn't confirm where it was coming from. But there was talk that the Bears may be looking at Davion Taylor as somebody they might like to bring in at some point. So if they did trade Eddie Jackson, it could be a Davion Taylor scenario. Now, like I said, I heard that and I couldn't confirm that it was coming from a reputable place, so I never talked about it. But I think Davion Taylor is another guy who could possibly be moved because I think you have to find a way to sign Kaiser White. You have to extend him, right? I think the plan before was you have Davion Taylor, you bring Kaiser White for a year, he leaves, then Davion Taylor comes in that spot. I don't want to let Kaiser White out the building. I want to sign him a contract during the year. Maybe then you trade Davion Taylor. You have enough linebackers to do it. So he's another guy that possibly could be traded. I don't want to trade Dillard. And then, Jalen Reagor, of course, that's a guy you won't get a lot for him. But let's face it. I mean, let's be honest. Did Jalen Reagor, has he really earned a spot on this roster at this point? I don't believe he's better than Zach Pascal. I know he's not. I don't believe he's beaten out Deion Kane. So, I mean, I do think the Eagles, if I had to guess the 53, I would guess that the Eagles are going to probably most likely keep 6 wide receivers. Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Quez, Zach Pascal, Reagor, and Kane. That'll probably happen. I think Greg Ward's in a little bit of trouble here because he hasn't practiced. So that could be an issue too. We're gonna have to wait and see. No question about it. So the last thing I want to talk to you guys about today is the Eagles and the roster cuts. Because as you know, the Eagles have to get to the 80-player limit today, meaning they're gonna have to make some cuts. I'm assuming right now, I don't know, but I'm assuming right now the cuts, they've got to be out. It's just after 1 my time, so let's see. Boom! Right there! There it is, I told you. How good am I with the timing? That's Hollywood timing, I'll tell you. I knew it was just out. I could feel when the Eagles released it. I could feel it, It's Hollywood timing, baby. That's why I look like Denzel Washington, because I know. All right, let's go through the Eagles' cut so far. And I haven't seen this yet, so I have no idea what it says. Eagles have waived tackle Jared Williams, not a surprise. Running back DeAndre Torrey, I knew that one from earlier. And cornerback Josh Blackwell. He was definitely one of the guys I would have. Tackle guard Brett Toth and tight end Tyree Jackson have been placed on the reserve physically unable to perform list. All right, I thought for a second that it was going to say they cut Tyree Jackson. I was going to fight. We were going to have a fight. I was going to fight Howie Roseman if that was the case. But they put him on the physically unable to perform list, which makes a lot of sense. Now, because they're on the PUP list now, that means they're not gonna be able to play the first 4 games. That's exactly what you have to do with Tyree Jackson. And after those 4 games, you keep him on the IR and you stash him the whole year. That's what you have to do with Tyree Jackson. Man, I tell you, I'm not gonna lie. When I put that thing on, when I was reading it, I was like, it's not going to say Tyree Jackson cut. I was going to flip out, but it said pup list. So, all right, we're good. You better keep Tyree Jackson because I'm telling you, the kid has all the talent in the world. So, again, Eagles wave. Jared Williams, running back DeAndre Torrey, cornerback Josh Blackwell, and tackle guard Brett Toth and Tyree Jackson have been placed on the reserve physically unable to perform list. Makes perfect sense. Totally okay with these cuts. Now, the next cut, I believe it's August 30th. They have to get to 53. This is going to be the big cut because you're going to go from 80 to 53. Now, when you go to 80 to 53, not only for the Eagles, but for other teams as well, you're going to see possibly running backs come available, maybe a safety become available. We have to see how it falls. This is also where you could trade a Jalen Reagor or a Davion Taylor, but it's going to be interesting. So that's where we're at today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Also, I got to say this. I want to apologize for not answering the comments in the last 2 days. It's been pretty busy. I've been home doing videos and then out. So I will try to answer the last 2 videos as well as today's videos, all the comments. So look for that as well. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. And remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. So I get a call today, right? I get a call. I'm sitting in my car. I get a call, and it's Mark Holmes. He's like, "Yeah, I'm responding to your call. You called me. You left a message." I didn't leave you a message. He said, "You left me a message." I'm like, "Mark, I left you a message in July, right after I got COVID." He goes, "Oh, okay. I guess I should check my messages then." Yeah. But I spoke to Mark, and I'm working on. I want you guys to know I'm working on a good bet. I'm working on a good bet with him that is going to be fair. See, here's my philosophy on these bets, right? When you do a bet on a channel to channel like me and Mark do, I don't think it should necessarily benefit me or benefit Mark. It should benefit the audience, right? So you're never going to see me bet somebody money because what gratification do you guys get out of that? It's got to be something that will entertain you, that you will like and that you will enjoy. And making Mark Holmes do things he doesn't want to do is enjoyable. Denzel Washington, out.